Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is your girl, Omaya's Corner, coming straight and direct to ya. How you all doing? How's everyone doing? Happy Wednesday, right? Or happy hump day, as they say. Happy hump day. Happy hump day to ya. Happy hump day to ya. Happy hump day to you. So that's me. Don't laugh at my voice. So welcome. So this is going to be a quick one. As the title suggests, this is the part two of the conversation we had about Kerewa matters and all of that, right? So I had some information that I actually forgot to share while we were talking about this. So I felt like I should bring it. Oh, BBMJ in the house. How are you, girl? How you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. How now? How's work? Yeah, I'm sure you're enjoying it. I'm sure you're having a blast. Yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, right? So there were some information that I forgot to share when we talked about this the last time. So I figured, you know what? Let me just do a part two and just share the information so we can tie it up nicely with a bow and put it to the side. Hmm? So how na day now? Every yeah. BBMJ, how now? How you day? How's your daughter? You have retired already. BB says he has retired already. Almost. You are living the life. Oh, wow. I wish I could I could do that too. I could just retire immediately. Well, that would be fun. That would be great. Eh? Almost this your it's good though. I beg, enjoy every second of it, man. Enjoy every second of it. Hmm. So anyway, this conversation, I somebody sent me a message actually. I was saying that all the information that I shared that she just told herself that she needs to go and look for a partner right away because she can't hold herself. So I was laughing. I said, see, this is why it's good to understand some of these things, And sometimes you kind of know, but you haven't told yourself, if that makes any sense at all, you know. You haven't told yourself, and then you're looking at somebody else that maybe has been able to sustain themselves, and you are thinking you are the same. You are not the same. Oh. You are not the same at all. Everybody has different things that they can handle. There's a limit to what everybody can handle. We're all different. We can't all be the same. So what I can handle, you may not be able to handle it. What you can handle, I definitely may not be able to handle it. So understanding your peculiarity and understanding yourself is very important so that when you are, if whatever it is that you're looking for, then you can actually focus, you know, and find, or maybe not find, maybe but for lack of better words, at least you'll be able to channel your energy correctly. So you're not going to be wasting your time dancing around circles you're not going to get anything out of. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna say there. But to the person that sent me that email, I appreciate it. It was funny. I was laughing as I was reading your email, by the way. I was like, oh, ha. You know? So me, even when I brought this topic, I didn't know how the response was going to be. I just felt, you know what, most people probably don't know this, and I'm glad that, the response was very positive. So thank you guys for that. Let me just go right away and share this because I don't want to be here too long. I have things that I plan to do today, and I want to be able to achieve it before I go to bed tonight. So let me go and share the video and then we'll get talking. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, bingo. I found it. I found it. I found it. Let me see. Okay, this is the one. All right, let me know if you can hear me, please. Just let me know in the comment section. So I'm about to start it now.
So I get asked this question a lot, and I'm gonna answer it. I don't really talk about much sexual stuff online because I believe.
So she says that she keeps getting asked the question, did you self pleasure a lot? 10 years, because she's been like, she's held herself for 10 years. It's so long. You're amazing. So she was breaking it down. So I'm gonna go back now.
What you do behind closed doors is just that. But when it comes to me, I identify more as asexual or demisexual. I don't have really like any type of sexual attraction to men unless there's a mental connection, unless there's an actual emotional connection to that man. Like I can clearly see a man know he attractive and acknowledge he attractive, but it don't go no farther than me just acknowledging that he's an attractive man. But it doesn't make me have any type of sexual desires towards that man. My ex is the last person that I built that type of emotional connection and bond with. I have not experienced that with any other man. And that's part of the reason why I cut off all of the dudes that I was talking to in 2021, because I realized I was wasting their time. I realized there was no emotional connection. There was no bond. I still had an imprint from my ex, and it wasn't going away. And because it wasn't going to go away, it was not going to go any farther with any of those men. So I cut them off and let them go. And now I'm back at that point again. I'm finally starting to get over the imprint that my ex left and finally being able to disconnect from that emotional attachment that I had with him. But I don't have no men in my phone. I don't text no men. I don't talk to no men. I don't have any sexual desires when it comes to men because there's no man that I've built any emotional connection with. And there's no man that I have any connection with whatsoever right now. So there's nobody for me to be attracted to in that type of way. And that's part of the reason why I preach on my page that I am not trying to make any other woman do what I'm doing as far as being single, because we're not the same. Like, right. You cannot compare my ability to be single and be okay with it and your ability to be able to do it, because I identify as demisexual and asexual, right? And most people don't. So for me and you not to identify as the same thing and we don't feel the same feelings, I would never encourage you to do what I'm doing. But it works for me because I don't really like men unless I have an emotional connection. And it's very rare that I come across having an emotional connection with men. This is also the reason why I'm not a promiscuous woman. I don't like most men. And since I don't like most men, it wouldn't make sense to be sleeping around with a bunch of them when I don't like most of them. If I don't have an emotional connection with most of them, why would I be laying down with them? Makes no sense. So that's the reason why my views are the way they are on a lot of stuff, because I just don't have sexual attraction to men unless there's an emotional connection. So I get asked this question.
So that's the first part. So you guys heard it. Okay, yeah. Okay, BBMG, you heard it. Okay. So that's the first part, right? She's saying exactly, when I found her, I was like, wow, I didn't know we were many like that too, because she's saying that she's demisexual and asexual, and that's what I identify as. So to her point, if you have somebody like that in your life and you're hanging out with them and they're your friends and you're thinking, oh yeah, we are on the same page, yeah, she's like me or whatever, you might not be able to handle it because they're built different, you know so it's very important for you to identify exactly where you are when it comes to things like this, so that you would know how to navigate this whole dating process. You know what I mean? And for me, I could care less. I don't think about it. It's not a problem for me. I sleep easy, no problems whatsoever. And they think calm. They say what you don't do, you don't miss. So that's kind of how it is. Sometimes people would think, they'll find it hard to believe that you're that way. Like she was getting pushed back because people were asking her, oh my God, 10 years is a lot. How can you say you waited? There are people like that. There are just people that are built like that. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's your problem. That's on you, because there are people like that. So this is one video, and I think there was a second one. Let me see. I think I saved that one also. Hey, Marriott. Hello, darling. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. And yeah, exactly, Bibi. She's very yeah. The strong point is she's very sincere and honest. Exactly. She's very sincere. She's very honest with herself. And a lot of us women, we're not sincere sometimes. And we want to compare. That's our problem. You can't compare at all. Because I have the same issues. Because my friends will be like, you don't like to, let's go here. I will say, no, I don't feel like it. Let's do that. I don't feel like, because I'm not just that way. I'm not built that way. So it's very important to be very sincere with yourself about these things. There's no shame in it. Everybody is different. Just understand that from the jump. Let me play the second one. I hope it's not the same though. Hold on.
A lot. So I talked about this before. I went 10 years of not talking to no men. Didn't date them, didn't talk to them on the phone, no contact with no men. Best decision I ever made in my life. And when I say this, it's not because I have an issue with men. It's just simply being able to detach myself from male validation, caring what men thought of me, caring about being in relationships, sex, any of that. Just decentering myself from all of that just made life so much more peaceful. Being able to just exist in this world without having to worry about what somebody think about me. Do they really want me? Do they think I look good? Not having to think about any of that just made life so much more peaceful. It got me to the point of understanding that nothing matters when it comes to people's opinion, what they think, whether or not it's good, whether or not it's bad, whether or not it's a compliment, whether or not it's a diss. It helped me see the truth in life, which is it is what it is. And me understanding that concept of it is what it is gets me by in life every day. That's the reason why I got it tattooed on me, because everything is what it is. When you get to the point of not caring, nothing matters, right? And when I say nothing matters, I don't mean it in a way where you don't care about life and you live recklessly. I mean it in a way where you just don't let stuff bother you no more. You just let it roll off with no thought. Being at a point now where there's nothing that men can do that will move me. There's no money you can show me that's going to impress me. There's nothing that you can say out of your mouth that's going to move me. Whatever you say is what you say. It is what it is. I take it like a grain of salt. I don't really believe anything that comes out of most people's mouth unless you can show me something to back it up. And don't take this next thing of what I'm saying wrong, but I absolutely get disgusted at the idea when men tell me what they think about me and then think that I care. Like, because I don't. And I'm almost offended that you think that I would care. It's like the idea of a man thinking that his opinion of me is somehow supposed to make me reconsider what I think about me. That don't really sit right with me. But then I have to remember that there are women who do allow men to dictate how they feel about themselves. And see, I've decentered myself from that. I no longer participate in that because I realize it doesn't make sense to participate in it. When you realize most of the stuff makes no sense, most of the stuff ain't in your best interest, decentering yourself from men, from stuff that's worldly, it just makes life a lot more peaceful and easy. And I like easy and peaceful.
Okay, that's the end of that video. I say make a quick play am up front so that I no go take for here. So now hear wetin she talk now. Do you understand? There's another one I'm going to play at some point. The same one from her. She's like, I just totally get everything she's saying. I get it. I'm on the same page with her, you know? So it really does. I mean, sometimes when you talk about these things, people think you're crazy. It does serve you well to be on your own and figure yourself out. That's the greatest gift you can give to yourself. Hey, Neka, welcome, my darling sister. It's very important because when you do, there's so many things that will come that will just, you're not gonna have patience for a lot of BS. You're gonna be able to tell really quickly. And she said to her point, you're not gonna care what someone's opinion of you is. You don't care at all. It doesn't affect you at all. You see, the world's idea of how you ought to behave, how you move, all that will not bother. You're not affected by it at all, you know. And if you have not done it, it's not an easy work. I'm gonna say that. I'm just gonna put that out there. It's not it's not an easy thing to do, to where to be by yourself, figuring yourself out, getting an understanding of yourself, falling in love. It's not easy. A lot of times people who go through these types of things, now circumstance, now situation push them. In my own case, it was a situation that got me there, so I was forced to be on my own and figure it out. But people like that, they go through it. It's tough. It's a tough process. It's a lonely process. You get to a point where sometimes you feel like you want to run something down the worry, you won't lose one knot for your head. It's a very, very tough process. I've never met anyone, at least, who has said, oh, I intentionally, decided I want to do this on my own. Or more, not be beans at all. It's almost like you have to, it has to be something that you has been aligned for you to do, to go through. It's not something you can just wake up and do on your own. So sometimes when people talk, to save yourself from having to deal with the nonsense or the BS, just listen. Listen, take the small when you feel, take the not the sense when they inside, run with them. Because half the time you're trying, you save yourself the trauma, of having to go through what other people are going through just because you want to do it your way. Sometimes learn from other people's mistakes. You don't have to go through it, to learn. Hey, Obiajulu is here. Oh my God, Obiajulu, welcome. Oh, nice to see you. For life, Esther. For life, Esther, I say wahala for Kerewa matter. No wahala. Oh. For life, Esther, no wahala for Kerewa matter. Oh. Just know what you feel handle, what you no feel handle. Everybody need to know themselves. Like, okay, what I feel handle, I feel weight, I feel whole body. Not be everybody feel whole body, So not compare. When we not compare ourselves with each other. That's the point. Not compare yourself. Some people are just built different. Some people are, sometimes na circumstance push people to be like that. And they don't master them. The person when just wake up, when just discover himself for that kind of situation, not fit compare himself with person when they do one for years. You know what I mean? So she really, she made, so to me, everything, most of what she said resonated with me greatly. It resonated with me because I while she was talking, I just decide, I just remember certain scenarios, because you just get to a point where you don't care what people think of you. You're not moved by anybody's validation, a man's own, especially for that. You are not, sent. You understand? Like, you actually have to remind yourself that, okay, man, come on. Don't be saying you don't send, but like, at least don't just sometimes I'm so completely switched off. I have to remind myself, okay, you're still existing in this space. So, there's nothing wrong. You can fall in love, anything can happen. So that's that. Eh? I know Biajulu just sharing course. She has been busy though. She has been very busy. Let me play this. Let me share my link and then play this last one. We'll do some talking and call it a day. Okay. I don't want to keep you guys too long here, and I don't want to be on here too long myself. So let me play the last one and then we go.
I don't like to brag, but my discernment is top tier, right? Like top tier. It does not take very long for me to realize a man is a waste of time for me. Most stuff that women don't really see as red flags is automatic red flags for me. Like, I will never date men with kids again, but the quickest way for me to get turned off with a man with kids is a man with kids who don't talk about his kids enough. That's an automatic, you done. Again, I would never talk to men who got kids, but an automatic red flag to me is dark-skinned men with mixed children. I'm not willing to take my bet on you not being colorist. I'm going to go ahead and let you keep it moving. Men who all of his homeboys are cheaters and all of his homeboys are terrible to women, he's just as terrible to women and he's just as big of a cheater as his homeboys. Birds of a feather absolutely flock together when it comes to men. Men who constantly complain about their job or career. Number one, I don't want to hear that. Number two, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to quit and not have a backup plan? Are you going to get fired because you do a terrible job? Or are you just going to always keep coming home and complaining about it to me all the time? I don't want any of the above. Men who are not financially literate, I can't trust you. I can't trust you with money. If I can't trust you with money, ain't no way I'd ever be in a household with you that I can't trust you when it comes to money, bills, and everything staying afloat. Men that are liars. Everybody lie, but when I notice that you lie about little stuff, I can't trust you when it comes to big stuff. And I can't be in a relationship with somebody that I constantly got to wonder if they lying to me about stuff. Sounds like torture. No, thank you. Men who make it known that they're promiscuous men, but they looking for women who not. I don't trust that. And me being a woman is not promiscuous. I don't want no man who can't practice what he preach. So no, thank you. Men who can't give valid explanations as to why them and the ex didn't work out. If you can't really explain to me the reason why you and this person ain't together, then it leads me to believe that y'all got unfinished business. And I don't even want to tread on that territory. When your discernment is top tier, it just makes it very difficult to date because you're so quick to be able to pick up on BS, lies, and when stuff don't make sense, that it makes it difficult to pursue a lot of people. I know very quickly when meeting a man what his plans are for me. Like my discernment is so top tier, it don't take long at all for me to figure out what this man wants from me. What is his agenda with me, right? And then I sit and I ask myself, based off what it is that I already know he wants, am I willing to just play along? Am I willing to go along with this? That's why I always say nobody ever hurt me because everything I have ever went through, I already knew what I was signing up for before I signed up for it because I'm that good at being able to pick up on what men want. I don't like to brag, but my discernment.
Alrighty, people. That's it. That's it. BB, welcome. Oh, welcome. Seto you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's
Okay.
up, girl?
My sister, California sun is shining too much.
Have you? Now you enjoy now.
It's beginning to get too hot. I know
I heard
please.
Southern California. Meanwhile, for here it's still cold. I woke up to foggy. Everywhere was covered in white today. When I woke, it was freezing.
No,
Hey!
it was freezing in the morning, but when the sun comes out, oh Lord, we remember where we are. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. I like this. I like this lady's self-assurance.
Absolutely.
I truly like her self-assurance
Yeah.
because she sounds so grounded in her mental state. She's solidly grounded and in her emotional state too. Which is what we all try to share here. When you know yourself well, it's not as if everything is going to be 100%, but you would be less surprised.
Yes.
And you will be less disappointed.
Yep.
Because you kind of know what is coming. And for somebody that they say to be foreknown, it is to be forearmed. How did they talk about that? Yeah, to be forewarned. So since you kind of know what is coming, you kind of know how to either dodge the bullets or not even be there in the first place for the bullet to look for you.
Exactly.
And for that reason, I like her stand. But Omoye, that being said, it is possible to do all those things when you are in a society where everything has its place.
Not necessarily.
Where everybody tends to mind their business or they have something to do. Waiting they worry our people for house, they say they no get waiting to do.
No,
People don't.
there's some people even where we come from that actually have this woman's mindset. I've met a few back home.
I
They're,
agree
they're
with you.
thriving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because even with these people, their people are in their business. You have parents in their business, sometimes strangers, all these podcasters that are springing up everywhere and corner. Some of them also, right?
Mm,
They have they talk about issues concerning women not paying attention to them, all the some of these men that
mm.
they need to be doing better things with their lives, but you see them talking about that, also like, oh, some of these women, they don't have your time, they want to act like they have everything, so in their own way, they have, even though, because their families, they disturb them too, maybe not as bad as it is in Nigeria, because in Nigeria is in your face, your neighbor is involved, your landlord is involved, everybody's kind of putting pressure on you one way or the other. You go and look for a house, they say, are you married? Are you coming to rent a house? You're a single woman,
No, yeah, even at that, even with the people just being in your face, your internal conscience, which is what I think worries a lot of people. So many people at home, singles, that don't want to get into relationship may want to hold on to their mindset and be like, I don't want to have anything to do with this. But you see, at the end of the day, you turn around and look at your mother and you look at your family and you'll be like, I don't want to make her cry, or I don't want to make her have a bad name amongst her sisters, or be the only one that stand out. So a lot of them, out of what's that, emotional manipulation, or emotional persuasiveness, they tend to not be able to hold on firmly to their belief system, because the culture and your circumstances and your neighborhood kind of influences that. So don't get me wrong, there are people still that will, face the family and say, this is where I stand, I've made up my mind, there's nothing, and I cannot go back on my word. However, there are some that will still depend on their family members to take care of them, that would have that mindset. But at the end of the day, somewhere down the line, their mind will start shifting because of the pressures that comes on them. So yes, we have those people, but I think it's easy to um be that firm and be that singled out when you are in a part of the world where 65% of the people will not see anything wrong, or will not frown.
Uh-oh, Bibi, what happened? Your connection? We can't hear you
Can
anymore.
you hear me
Okay,
now?
now you're back. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
back now.
sorry.
That's
So
okay.
that would, society plays either 10%, depending on where you are. But for the part of Africa, he had, Omoye, let's be sincere, he
No,
had.
I'm not saying. The truth is that one thing we both agree with is that the societies are different, and the way
True.
they handle things like this, especially since
Mm-hmm.
we're focusing on this, is different. We agree on that. But
Mm,
I'm saying there's still women, regardless of the way the society is structured in Nigeria,
mm.
that actually have this mindset. There are
Ye-
single women in Nigeria thriving that have this same mindset. They don't care what the society thinks, because they've been through they've been through their own experiences to get to a point where they realize, I don't give 2 cents anymore.
I
Right?
agree with you, and
Huh.
that's how it should be. That's
Yeah.
how I think what we should emphasize now, or what we should share with anybody that cares to listen, is women or young girls should get to have a mind of their own, and and not have a mind of their own as to cut away from decision, but have a mind of your own as to knowing yourself well. Because if you know yourself well, then you will have dreams. Then you will have aspirations. Then you will want to go places. Then you will want to do things. Now, by the time you logically sit down with your family members and explain these things to them, They will not see it that, okay, you're just sitting down without intention of doing anything. They will see that, oh, well, she has a plan. Let's give her some time, to go to have a plan. Like I hear some of the musicians would say that, look, my father told me that I had to do this before I go into my music. Example is somebody like Dr. Siri, Dr. Seed, somebody like this new guy that this Buga boy that has been doing, he's an engineer. And in one of his interviews, he said, I had to satisfy what my father wanted before I could do what I want. For the women, we might not have all that time. However, I think when we share with people that have a mind of your own, know yourself well, when that child is able to table whatever they want to do in future that makes sense to their family members will not necessarily, yes, they will bring up the issue of, okay, settle down, do whatever you want to do, but it will make sense that, okay, she's not just sitting down and just painting nails and wanting to be a fashionista. She actually has things that she wants to achieve, and we can help her achieve those things. I think that's the kind of conversation we should tailor towards people, young girls, mothers, sisters, aunties. And when we put it like that to them, because Nigeria, everything are packaging. When you package the talk well and you sell it well to them, they would reason. But when you tell them that this is the idea I'm seeing everywhere and this is how it should be, it will look as if, what is wrong with you? Can't you see the reality on ground? Well, the reality on ground is when your daughter or your child or your niece or your cousin gets to know herself, the story of Osinachi will not repeat itself. The story of one human being, keeping her in the house and doing all sorts will not happen, because she knows her self-worth, because she knows what she can do, because she knows the things that she can achieve in the future. I think that's the kind of conversation I'm not negating what you said. Everything you said is absolutely true. And for that lady, 150% to her mindset. Like I said, that's self-assurance. If we build that into our kids or into our family members or our female friends, I think that would really, really make a difference.
Right. You're right. Everything you say is correct. I can't even disagree with you. It's just that I person, because when you've had the opportunity to meet one on one with a lot of people, especially in Nigeria, right, that are doing absolutely amazing on their own, not
Mm,
even being bothered about what the society thinks, or everything that you think bothers them. Even the surface, right? You're like, oh, okay. So for a lot of people, and then, like I said, some of them have gone through something, to get to that point, because
yeah.
of course, the societal pressure, pressure from parents, that one will come. But yeah, no, I agree with you. Let me quickly come to Obiajulu. Obiajulu K, welcome. Oh.
Hello.
Marriott,
Hi.
who they vex? Vex for, I don't understand though. Marriott, wetin are they vex for? Are they vex for you? I know they vex for you, my darling. You not see me greet you just now, Marriott. Or maybe I don't understand your comments. Are they vex K?
I think it's the passion in which you're coming up with it. That's why she's coming up with that. I don't think she really meant it that way.
Oh, she says, oh, the literal be, I'm fed. I've been fed up for a long time. I'm not just fed up now. You know what I mean? Like, for me, because see, hearing that girl's, when I found that video, all I could think was myself, because she was speaking, she was so proficient in the way she was expressing it, and it's exactly how I feel 110%. Do you understand? So for me, hearing her, I was like, wow. Because sometimes when you think or a certain way, you assume in your small head that it's only you, right? Maybe because you don't get people to have those levels of conversation with one-on-one. So you find someone who's actually very self-assured. And, you know, like for instance, when she said that she can tell BS like from the jump. That's exactly how I am. So it almost feels like I this you go be like say I get my nose sharp or my if as you they talk, I'm not just hearing what you're saying. There's so many things that are tied to it. So before you even get far, don't already catch the BS. As in, I don't even waste time. So it was interesting just listening to her, you know. And that's why if you notice, I have like 3 of her videos. I actually subscribed to her on TikTok right away. But I'm like, whoa, this one of my spirit sister here. I better, you know. But Neka says, "Oh my, you dey miss your little sister." My little, I dey who? Oh, you mean me? I dey reach out to my troublesome darling sister, Mirabel. I dey reach out to her. Marriott is here, so I dey see her. So I know they miss Miri, but I dey reach out to Mirabel. So she's good. That makes me happy. What is this? Okay. All right, let me see. I can't complain. Our weather is giving us spring. Oh, okay. Yeah, I loved how honest and assertive she was. Yeah, and her confidence, exactly. All right, Abiajulu, my darling sister, sorry. Welcome to the show. Good to have you. It's been a minute. I'm happy to have you here. What you got for us?
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Be like say you dey sleep.
Okay.
Oh, this your voice
I
now.
get
This your voice now, bedroom voice. Oh.
I not be
oh,
bedroom voice. This now voice of I don't come back from work. I'm chilling with wine and cheese.
no.
Oh my God,
Yes, so
that's right.
leg on the side stool, Netflix on the side, and let's chill.
like, but yeah, I have cold, so my voice.
Yeah.
That one,
Okay.
I wish it was Netflix chilling. No, it's going to 2 a.m. here, so. But I say I must join.
Abi, no, you
I must
try. I
join, don't they?
appreciate. I know you don't think I know, but I
Yeah,
understand though. I understand the Western life. No be here. I understand.
yeah. So the video I just listened to, or the voice, the person I just listened to, all I can say
Uh,
is that she's very assertive. She knows
yeah.
exactly what she wants, and she knows if she's walking into anything. I think she knows what she's walking into. You know, near
Mm,
as it may be, she knows exactly what she's walking into, which is great. But sometimes, like you were saying, that back home, you have people who have that same mindset. And as BB said, there are other factors that will play into it that will make them not that so assertive or not that so firm, in
mm-hmm.
what they believe in, which
Right.
is true, right?
Yeah.
I was watching today. I was listening to your what I think I don't know when that was that happened. I think it was one of your videos about polygamy.
Yes.
Yeah, I was listening to it this afternoon actually, like a podcast,
Okay.
and there were a lot of people there. There were I can't remember her name. There's a
Mm.
lady there. She was
Ho.
making she was making great points,
Yes. Yes.
in terms of
Ho.
her research and history. I was going, oh my god, this girl. Ah, oh my god.
Yes.
So yeah, I was listening to that, and
Mm.
what I kept saying to myself is, or anybody that will actually care to listen, it's hard personally for me, right? I have lived here more than half of my life. I've lived here. I came here
Mm.
when I was like what 2021. I'm in my 40s now, so I've lived more than my half of my life here,
Right.
and it's very hard. It's going to be very difficult for me to date or be with somebody that, except a Nigerian, do you understand, with that mindset, because two of us no go work. The way I think and reason is totally different from the way the person will be thinking. So is zero is already bad before it even starts. Do you understand? And so that particular video, why I keep going back to it is because there were a lot of things that were said. And this is our culture, right? Culture in the first place is created, is man-made. And man-made means that you can go back and change certain things in it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hello, can you still hear me?
I can hear you. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. So you can go back and change certain things in it in this our culture. And
I
you hear
can
people
hear you. I just muted you so you could speak without
okay,
feedback. Mm.
okay. And you hear certain people say, "Oh, you know that when in the course of a relationship or marriage from Nigeria, and when they come into the Western world, right, and the woman now feels free." I always put that in a quote, and feels free, and she forgets our culture, and then does certain things. And my take to that sometimes is more like a situation where somebody, you're already saying the person is here and the person is feeling free, which means that person was in bondage in the first place, was a slave. Do you understand what I'm saying? So to me, I take it to be that in a marriage back home, it's always a slave and a master relationship. The master being the male species and the slave being the female species. And so whenever they get here, she feels free, and so she reacts or she behaves differently from the norm or whatever the norm was back home. And that is a normal reaction, not only just as humans, but even if not dog safe. You don't cage am. You see where free, you go. He will not want to go back to that cage. Do you understand? Which is the
Yeah.
normal thing. That is normal. And so that means that we have to question that our culture, whatever. Because anytime I hear such um people debate on issues like that, mainly the men, they always go back to our culture. And I keep saying, our culture. What is that our culture that has existed? God, I don't even know when. You understand? And
Yeah.
just never changes.
Because they don't want it to change. You
And besides, this
Mm.
abroad that they keep saying that the laws favors well. Who made the laws in the abroad? Is it not the same men?
It
I
is
don't
my
understand
sister.
it.
Yeah.
It's the same men.
Mhm.
It's still a man's world here. Do you understand? It's the same men that made those rules and regulations, those laws that does not favor them.
Mhm.
You have to think to yourself, what is the reason? What's the reason why? A society where the female species is not allowed to breathe, to do certain things, that society never develops. Honestly.
That's true. You're absolutely, you know what, Obiajulu, you just raised one point now that just like light bulb moment. So you live here in the Western world, whatever part of the world you are in, you've been there for so long. And then somebody now comes and wants to impose a culture that you don't even you're not even familiar with anymore, right? You're progressive in your thinking. You want to, you want to find better ways of doing things. And this person wants to come and put chains on you that you don't even know, you understand about. And then you bring them, then you're saying, oh, the woman, the Western world has exposed her house. What do you expect her to remain the same, to be like your mother, to be? I don't understand. You're absolutely right. There are a lot of people who left Nigeria very early and been outside for so long. What culture are you really talking about? Because you're right, the same culture. Now the same men still create them. So which culture you they talk about? The one where never ever benefit women in the first place? Those cultures that we have in Nigeria, most of them not they benefit women, only the men they benefit. The
And
women get
even
the
looking
harsher treatment.
at even the Western world that we currently live in, right? Years back, women were they were subdued to certain things, certain conditions.
Yes, yes.
But that
And they
evolved.
yes,
And
yes,
they
exactly.
realized that these people, this particular species of a human, they have a lot to offer. So let's remove all these things, and they progressed. But I don't understand our people. I think the men are so afraid of what the women can do, or maybe they feel that once a woman is able to do something that is different, or I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to find a rationale for why they want to keep going our culture. Our
because it
hold on.
favors them. There's no the
Our
rationale is that it favors them because
and we're
according
still
to,
and
go
we're
ahead,
going
go ahead.
Oh,
backwards.
my,
Sorry,
I
Yes,
and
think
we just keep going backwards.
I,
go ahead.
I think before you even think about it favoring them, what do the history people say? It is those that have the power that writes the history.
Yes.
Because if you want to suppress a certain story, you will look for a way to sublime the story that may not make sense,
Mm-hmm.
and have more power to be able to speak in more or less who has the loudest noise sometimes makes no points but is heard more, right?
Yeah, it's like the story of the hunter and the lion, right? So if the hunter wants to write the story, he'll
You
write
have
it in
to kill
such
the
a
lion.
way that yes, now he overcome the lion.
Exactly.
If the
Even if
lion
the
won't write the story,
story.
you go write him in the way when you go take favor am. Yep.
Exactly. So I think with the culture thing, I've said it before. The day women realize how much power they have, that place, the society where they are, either do well or it goes completely bonkers. And I'll give you one instance. This wonderful Chibok thing that happened in the north. I tell you, to
It's
say
not a
that thing,
wonderful Chibok thing, no. I bet no
okay,
wonderful,
okay, it
nothing
wasn't
wonderful.
wonderful. But the thing is, to say that thing for happened for East, I can assure you the reaction, they may not have won, but the reaction will be different.
Yeah,
And the way they would go about it will be different.
yeah, and the south
Because
south.
exactly.
Mm.
So when the men see that, oh, let's try this on these people and let's see how far we can go with it. And then you have certain women that are not used to speaking and are not used to expressing themselves. The first thing they see is fear. Now, when women go past that fear and be like, why are you making noise? Okay, so you said that. Let me see my own. But when the men say, this is what we want to do, and the women be like, oh, I beg, no vex, so we no one make on our fear. Okay, oh yeah, talk. It's as if it gives them that power, which is why that culture thing rides in their head. Because for the life of me, the only thing I still continue to ask, why be saying a woman nine born picking, but when it reach bright price time, they need to hear her voice.
Mm.
For any culture for within Nigeria, when it reach the time to collect the money, the person will do all the work. Some are either seen or some are not even appearing where they are collecting it. They're saying a woman, now the man, I ain't go what are you deliberating? You know how the labor room been be? Did you know what 9 months look like? Were you feeling the kicking like I was feeling it? When the picking they come out with big head, you did there. I mean, you have me pull and come out. So such little things. Now, if it gets to a point where the women be like, you know what, this picking, na me bonam. If people like it or not, you want to collect money. I'm going to sit down here. I want to have a say. Believe me, the day the generation of women starts to do that, the story go change.
But having said that, baby, waiting just dey cross my mind as you dey talk, they say, you go hear say some when a woman that's been in maybe Nigeria, they take me time, they can't bring her come here. Do you understand? Then all of a sudden they'll say, oh, the woman, she come here, she can't open eye, she can't expose. Now she can't dey do the man anyhow. It bothers me that men keep saying that. Let me tell you why. It's an embarrassment that your women don't feel safe with you, to the extent that when they have to be in another society completely different from yours to feel free. That's very telling. I don't know if our brothers think about it this way. It's very, very telling that in your own society, right, that you have created with the cultures, the women no get the freedom to fly and be, free to do certain things and feel safe with you, They have to completely be away from the environment that you have created as a man in another person's land to feel free. Do
It's
people understand what
worrisome.
I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
It's
worrisome.
disturbing.
It's really worrisome.
They
It's
never
It's
really
a
know.
slap
worrisome.
on the face. Sorry, I wasn't. Did you say something, Obiajulu?
No, I said never. They never think of it. They never, you know, the way they complain. This Western, this thing, they just, women in the favor. Can somebody want that, like, really sit down and think and like go back and go, okay, men are the ones that made, okay, why? There has to be a reason why. They are not stupid. There has to be a reason why they made these laws to be this way. Sit down and think why. Maybe they might learn something. But they
It's
never,
yeah.
ever. And like
It's
my sister was saying, sorry, I can't remember her name in that.
BBMG.
No, not
Oh,
BB.
HO.
That, yeah,
Oh,
she was saying that there's this between the Caucasian people, that there's this argument which some people say racist about like African men, that this is what they can do compared to, like, they use the other brain behind between their legs rather than the one up their head. And
yeah.
when I heard that, I was screaming on my phone. I was just screaming. I say, "Oh my God, do you know how
HO.
many times, Do you know how many times I used to with my friends here, when they say that, the thing used to piss me. How many times I'll be arguing with them and they will tell me, no, we have seen it. These are like the pure Irish people. I'll be arguing with them. But my sister, is the truth. Honestly, it is the truth with the things that are happening. And when you sit down and when you listen to some of them, when Aran say, yeah, all this for Kerewa, oh my God. So, hi.
No,
And at the
they really,
end, it's the truth.
yeah. It's the truth, because even I hear it from men that are not Nigerians. You mean when they talk about it, they make me cringe. But how do you,
They vex
even though you
me.
they defend, you go they defend them, oh, like you go they say no, you don't know Nigerian men. That's not true. You're being biased. Go they talk, but the truth is they're saying the truth.
It's the
And
truth.
I wish that a lot of our brothers would listen and understand, because it is a very problem. It is very telling that your women, your sisters, your mothers really don't feel safe in the society that you have created. That's telling. They have to leave. So you keep saying, no, I don't want to bring my wife because her eye go open.
Mm-hmm.
Because
What does that tell you about that master and slave
exactly,
relationship?
you go come become independent woman. What that alone tells you everything you need to know.
That they like the fact that they continue to suppress.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, this same human go born girl picking and go they get dream for that girl picking. It doesn't add up. You born the girl picking and you go they say, I go save money, you go become doctor, you have to be a lawyer, you have to be an engineer. But the woman will follow you born the picking. It must remain a akara seller and granite seller for men.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have brought me to another thing I was thinking about. Do you know, in that same podcast, they were, I can't remember what exactly. I think it was Brother Paul. I can't remember what exactly he was saying. And I was saying to myself, you see us, this is one of the things that is killing us. We are so self-centered, so
Yes.
selfish. Oh my God. Do you know here, as part of the development of even the growth of a community, you understand? We don't have that community. We don't. We might have it when we're outside the country, but not inside that country. We don't. We never do. Because here, Oyibo man go enter one room, lion bite him. He go strong, make sure say he lock that door. Nobody else will enter. Make another person no go. They will do it. But our people, they go put signboard, open the door wide. Then you say, come, my sister, come and enter. It's sweet. Oh my God.
Let me make you laugh. Let me make you laugh. So when I been come this country newly, then say the family where we been get, so then they go for one meeting. So then they get always this umunna meeting and make people come together. Me, I know did that kind of thing, did my body, that waste of time. But I just okay, make I just go there. They say free, say free food go there. I pay, let's go. Let's go and chop meat. Let's go and fried meat. The meeting lasted, I think, 4 hours because it was a lot of other things packaged in one. It was like, kids get together and everything. But from the beginning of that meeting till the end of that meeting, the only thing they kept on celebrating were the people that had just gotten their chieftaincy title. I did not hear, let us, I know here, okay, let us put money together and support this person's wife that the husband has died. I did not hear, okay, our kids, they are going to do exam by this month. How do we come together and put them in extra classes so that they can all do well? I did not hear, okay, let us go and do visitation. I don't hear any single thing about like a project development of a single human or a community. Nothing. All I heard was, this person got this mini, they mentioned the title and they donated something money for the, but I kept on listening to them and I told myself, how in the world will they be able to catch up with India, China, Ghana, small Ghana? How they won't take reach when all of us are discussing chieftaincy title? In the Obodo Ibontori alone, we travel thousands of miles to
come and
do
celebrate chieftaincy for Obodo Ibo.
All in the name of the same culture.
I look down. When you go see this our Chinko people, then go sit down. I been get on waiting friend, you don't move come out now. Where you go tell me, say when then they come back from house, say then they tire. Say now so they go count quarter. Why? Because the mama gets donuts and then they collect change. Say now so then go they count change. 3 a.m. for morning, then go leave their house, enter shop, begin to they fry donuts. Now so all of them go do. When new person go come the community, now so then go full introduce and see. Now so we do. Then go gather money, buy house for one person. He get one street where I live. Believe me, I think they are close to I want to say about 14 houses on that street. 10 of them are all related. 10 people on that street are related. I beg, tell me, did they sacrifice to the Chinko gods to bring all of them into the place? No be from one person, all of them, oh yeah, put mouth here. But what are my people doing? Chieftaincy title, wedding, Ashwebi. They then do us. Look, the development thing, I don't talk know thyself, because for that kind of thing, if you know yourself well, when next time when I call you, say come chieftaincy meeting, you go tell them, say I beg, I have better things to do. Even if I don't have anything to do, I should come and sit down here and be looking at all of you. You're not doing better for yourself. You're not doing better for others. The same way you saw yourself is how people will come 10 years later and still meet you. Why? Because you are carrying culture on your head, the culture that will not increase 1 minute of your lifespan. It's mind-boggling, really mind-boggling.
This is why, for me, sometimes when we go talk about this thing, na house, they always talk na house, now you will be, if you look another person's house when your own house dirty, you never sweep am, clean, all manner of smell, then they come out of am. I wish say our brothers go they get podcasts about these things, or they talk about these things, how they want to build healthier societies, how they want to make sure say they bring positivity in, as opposed to wanting it to remain like the days of our forefathers, where no go ever work. I wish, because most times when they hear and they talk, I go they wonder, I go say, hey, Egbami, una still dey here, you understand? It is embarrassing. Say you marry a woman, you bring her come another man country, you call the talk say the woman open eye because he come another man house. You get your own house when you suppose make sure say that house is dey peaceful, no wahala dey there, you secure the home front. you no do am, but you come marry am come when the woman get opportunity to breathe, take a breather, wey no be say na only she dey take care of pikin, dey wash, dey clean, you no dey contribute in any way. Now when she don get the opportunity to breathe, come dey do things better, dey think better, you dey say e come oyibo man country come open eye. That's very telling. That's so telling. It speaks volumes. Don't get me wrong, I know a lot of our brothers that are doing extremely well, have the right mindset and all of that, but they're not enough. They're limited compared to the ones that are doing the work and actually doing the work. Yeah, and even for those ones that go say they don't cook, forgive them. They go say the woman don't put the man under armpits. They go say that the woman they control the house simply because the man chooses the way of peace and wants to see the progress of his family. They go say, oh no, the man and woman rapper, mukuna no mind that. We need to be changing this mentality. We really, really need to. The work when we get, it too plenty. Not be work when they do one day. Not be waiting that they do overnight. It will require self-work, then community work, then nation work. One person at a time. You know, if you know say you marry, you no wan bring am come, leave am, kukuma move go Nigeria, make una go stay there, make una dey do as una dey do. But no come bring the woman come dey say e come here, come change. It no dey talk am come outside. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It speaks more about you than it does of the woman. Why you go another man house for your wife to dey protected or your family? Mona think am, mona dey think these things. Why is it safer for the woman to be outside of your home than to be inside? Sometimes I don't know. Like I said, you not be by force to marry a Nigerian man. There's so many options, this whole idea of, oh, it has to be or nothing, it's problematic. Go where your peace is. Your peace may be in the north, it may be in the east, it may be in the west, it may be anywhere in the world. Just go where your peace is. Always peace above everything else.
What you just said right now made me laugh. It made me remember a friend of mine that sent the daughters to come to school out here. And then when I asked her, I said, wouldn't you send your son? She said, no, make you not go marry Oyibo. I say, your girls then feel marry Oyibo, Abi. He say, those ones not girls now. I say, so your boy in call. He say, you go marry Oyibo now, so the girl go the control him. So I asked her, I said, so your house where you did, so you're not happy that your husband gives you freeway? And she stopped, she thought about it. She said, but I did my land now. I say, that's not the point. Wherever you are you not happy that you can come and go as you please because you have a very supportive husband? She said, yeah, that makes sense. I said, so why would you want to deny another female the opportunity, regardless of the color or where the person is from? Why do you still want to control your son? If you've taught your son well, give him wings to fly. Exactly. And if he decides to end up with a Malaysian girl or a South African girl, because you've taught him well, he will not forget his talk. Because if you go with that attitude of, now my Peking, I must be, you're damaging him. And you think he's going to do well, and you think he will mind, he's just going to be tied to your apron strings for life. And tomorrow you'll be wondering why he doesn't have a wife. Then when he now bring one girl, you two of you will start quarreling. You have to start cutting him loose now. Teach him well to cut him loose. And so I still go back to the same thing. Every male, female, be honest with yourself. Take time to invest in yourself. Lately, I have been listening to this guy, Jay Shetty, and his wife. Oh my goodness. What a human being with so much wisdom. I don't buy everything he says sometimes, but he makes a lot of sense. And somebody asked him that, how did he get to build such a good foundation and love with his wife. And he said, you know what? I was able to observe my wife without necessarily observing her. Because a lot of times I saw her doing things with other people. So even when I wasn't even thinking of like dating her, I liked her because she did well with a lot of other people. Everybody, so I could see her personality. And when they asked her the same question, she said the same thing. So you don't already see the person from, even when you are not even thinking about coming together, that I like how this person does things. If I ever wanted to settle down with someone, I would like such personality in such a person. Our people, we don't do that. And that can only happen if that person has invested in himself or herself, and then you know what she wants, so that nobody can actually switch you around or try to persuade you with things that don't make sense, because you're grounded in your confidence and you're grounded in your self-worth. And I think that's the language we should be preaching to anybody. It's a good example of these three men that are campaigning. As much as all these ones, they make noise, they talk, Peter B is just talking. The confidence that he speaks alone will make you think twice that even if I haven't seen what this man is doing, what he says makes sense. He is talking because, he knows it himself. It's like, I have done this, I have tried it, and I know I can do it again. That alone, that's the way Sabi talk on himself. And that's how we should all be. We work on ourselves to the point that, look, this person comes to show you that the paper is white when it is actually green. And you can tell the person, okay, in case you do not have eyes, let me tell you that paper is white. And that's my final say. When we do that, the kids around us will see it. Our family members will see it. Our kids that we are raising will see it. And they will pick out from that. And all this culture thing, with time, it will just drop. We not go know why the thing, nobody talk about the thing, but the thing will just drop.
Is culture not what you make of it? Culture is what you make of it, meaning you create your own culture, because every human being is different. So if in your home you can create your own culture, you can say, okay, this is what works for us as a family. So based on that, that's what we're gonna do. So everybody has peace. That's what culture is. All this holding on to things that, some I left this comment on purpose that Easy Search shared with us. She says, or he says, it's the foundation. There is a saying that it is hard to bend a dried fish, but it depends on the type of dried fish. So bonga fish, they fit bend them if it dry. Even panla, it depends on how you take hold am, you go fit break am. I don't know whether na good analogy, but I get what you're trying to say though. Easy Search. If you don't bend, you break, basically. You must understand that the other person that's coming, first of all, be that person's peace. Whether you're a man or a woman, can we just start from there? Be the person's peace. If you can't be someone's peace, then what's the point? How does it make you feel that you have to be in somebody else's house to be safe? It doesn't make any sense to me. That's kind of like a slap on my face. Like, oh, so you mean I couldn't create this peace, so we had to go to someone else's house for this woman to be herself? That's disturbing. Seriously. The way we take they see these things, the way we take they think I'm not sure say they think I'm deep enough. Because if everybody they do the work when they're supposed to do on themselves, you go look the other person, you go say, man, I blood the flow for this person vein. If this person do me like this, I go vex. So why I go do this other person like this? I know say environment they determine how people they behave, but also, even though people, all of us, most of us grew up for Nigeria, we spent a better half of our lives over here. But the same people, when they will say, okay, they bring woman from Nigeria and do them like this, but when they reach here, when they marry woman where no be from their own side, they treat them well. Why? Culture not they affect them that time. They know they impose culture that time. They give the person ultimate respect. So that means that you know what you are doing, but you're intentionally not wanting to do the right thing. That's what it means. Because if you know the right thing and you are not doing it, to the person that, to the person that you claim you love, that you want to spend the rest of your life with, you go do it. But when you do it with another person, when be outsider, when you don't know anything about your culture, you go give am the respect, give am everything. We need to start thinking about that. We really need to look into that. They say treat your neighbor as you be, love your neighbor as yourself. They don't say love your neighbor past yourself. But if you take care of yourself, you will have overflow of love to give somebody else. If you don't love yourself, you no go get any love to give another person. You go dey run on empty. And anybody when they run on empty, they walk. The car no go move. If you force am, they think say, oh, you go fit run regardless of gas or not. You go ruin the car in the process. We really need to do better by each other. We not fit. We can't continue like this. If you want culture, then you know what? Create your own culture that works for you. Create your own culture. Exactly. They're going to run away from each other instead of them to try and make it better amongst yourselves, because you understand yourselves better. Try and make it better. Be each other's peace. Instead of blaming them, understand. And again, this also leads us to saying no the person that you're choosing to be with. You meet woman, clearly say the woman not really like you, but you go chook head. That one na error. Maybe because of wetin dey your hand, the woman run follow you. This time when you go say no, this woman dey run follow me because of all the money when I get, make you waka leave am. No, you go put head. Same thing with man. You don't want anything from that woman, but because of appetite, let me just quickly hit it and run. You go chop, you come hook for there. Maybe they cook something, give you. You know, if you come out again, then you will not be. It doesn't make any sense. I think we should start learning to treat each other better. We can't continue like this. If we're really wanting to see our societies better, we need to do better by ourselves first. We have to. Like I would always say, there are a lot of Nigerian women that want to be with Nigerian men, but sadly, most Nigerian men, they're not even willing. Once they see them, when they know that you're a Nigerian woman, they just relax. They don't make any effort anymore. They will start asking you, what do you know how to cook? They will just automatically switch gear. Oh my God.
But
Meanwhile,
you see
even though
why
you
it's
tell
me
them
I
I was
cannot do. You see
if
what me
even though
I
you
can
tell
do.
them I was born here, or I left, I
I
don't think
cannot
that way.
do.
For where they want to force you to think
Hey.
that way and say, Kai, you're a Nigerian woman, you should know these things. But meanwhile, they'll go and meet somebody else and they're not going to treat them like that. So why do we treat each other wrong? Why? Why don't we value each other? Don't you understand that we're better off with each other? Eh? Nigerians love to marry themselves. That's what I'm saying. But they should treat each other well, men or women. Personally, I go where my peace is. So I don't care. Even if na Japanese or more na Japanese, I'll call they speak Japanese for now for here. Wetin
My
concern you?
sister, thank you. Thank you. Say it
I
again.
go follow and speak
Hmm.
Japanese. Go Japan. Go and live in
I,
Tokyo.
I
I
always
no
tell
send
ladies
though.
to expand their network. Oh. Broaden,
Eh?
expand your net. I always tell ladies to expand their networks.
I'm telling you,
All
because
this.
it's not that hard. Relationships are not meant to be hard. If someone is willing to be with you and you're willing and you both are each other's peace, the relationship will be sweet. So because I want to be with somebody from my countryman, I'll not be suffering and be receiving the short end of the stick. Hell to the no. No, no, no. I go follow who give me peace. If not Chinese, I go follow them. I go they cook Chinese food for am, learn am, go catering school, go learn how to cook Chinese food. That's true.
It's true.
Anybody, wherever I come from, I go follow and go, because life no hard like that. Now we they make am hard. Now we they make am hard. E not supposed to be like this now. When we just dey here every day, we dey shout for each other. it doesn't make any sense at all. The way, some of our brothers, they treat our women, they put people off. And the way some of our sisters, they treat their husbands too, they put people off. So we need to learn to treat each other right. We need to do better. What is culture to you? Culture is what works for both of you and your family, not the one that your great grandfather and great great and the rest after them they did. How is the society today? How is it working out for you? How is it working out? Because most of them had multiple children that they don't even know their names. They don't know their names complete. Some of them get like 50 children. They don't even know half of those children. They don't know where they live. Is that the kind of life you want to live? You know? And some people will say, oh, a man can step out and do everything and it's acceptable. No, it's not acceptable. I'm sorry. I'm a human being, not be water they flow, not be iron dey my body, na blood. So wetin you no fit take, no dish am. No dish am. And then know yourself. If you know yourself, you go know whether, okay, na like this kind of person I be, I no go fit take this one. But if you don't know yourself and you dey go from one place to the other, they go follow one. Today na Tom, next tomorrow na Harry, another one, you no go get chance take know. You'll be caught up in all of those identities. You no go
Yeah.
sure of who you be again. Because some days you wake up and feel like you are Tom. Next day, but you be woman, you can't feel, you can't adapt the personalities of people when you don't dey around. This is why it's very important to know yourself and at least get to know yourself. Spend the time. It is worth it. If you got to go to therapy, then so be it. We can't keep doing this back and forth, back and forth, back and we shouldn't.
We
We're
don't do
better
that
off.
enough.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Obiadun.
I say we don't do that enough. To be, but we don't do that enough. You see, we jump from one relationship to another, and you wonder where is the time to actually take account, sit down, breathe, take notes. What is the lesson I've learned here? What are my mistakes? What am I supposed to do better? We don't do that. We just go from one to the next one and say hi, we just jump. Yeah. And that's why some people, when they see you that you're just by yourself, happy by yourself, it's so hard for them to believe, to understand it.
Exactly.
It's so hard, so difficult for them to. It's a lie. I say, hey, wow. It's so difficult and so hard for them to understand.
And also the entitlement attitude in Kerewa.
Yeah.
Entitlement attitude in
Mm.
Kerewa. I don't get that. I mean, just because I did date means I get to Kerewa.
Thank you.
There's something
Yeah.
called, companionship. There's something called, quiet enjoyment. It's just sit down near me, no means say make you must your body they scratch you. Why? I mean, why the body? You put your hand for yourself. Like I tell small children, keep your hands to yourself. If you know fit, wear straight jackets. It's not. You don't have to be all over each other at every second. I mean, get to know yourself without your hand being in the head and in the leg and in the feet. It makes no sense to me. Invest in getting to know one another by doing lots of other things. And if in the obodo yibo there is 1,001 plus 100 of things to do that makes you know the person, that actually builds the relationship better without kerewa. But our people, the Kerewa is as if it is number 1 on the agenda and number 10 on the agenda. The lists don't finish, 1 and 10. Why? That entitlement is like, it's sickening to me. I might be sounding like a noisemaker, but it's really, I don't find it interesting at all, because I just ask, so what else do you like about the person now apart from the Kerewa? Because that is what is going to make the relationship last. That's what is going to build it. Why does it have to? Why must that be the first thing? Why should that be on the topic of agenda? Build the friendship. Let it go somewhere first before you even come up with that. So that entitlement attitude is something that one should also when we talk to people or we share with people, let them also know, don't feel entitled. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen, does not mean that, it didn't, that was the reason why it didn't work out. There's so many other things to it except that. That should not be the highlight on the table when you're thinking of dating anybody.
Don't feel obligated to give it to anyone. If you're not, this is one thing. That's why this is part of knowing yourself. If you know yourself, trust me, all this conversation we're having, we won't even be having it. Because imagine when you were younger, when boys were the last thing in your sphere. When we say you not to play, chop, that's it, right? Even you get to you get to secondary school, all you're busy doing is making friends. You're having female friends or male friends, and that's it. You're not even thinking about any other thing. You spend that much time getting to know each other and being there for each other, right? It ought to be the same way with anybody you want to be with, like that. You have to spend time knowing them, because if you do Kerewa from the jump, you miss the opportunity to get to know the true essence of the person. So that's where it gets cloudy. You can't talk, you can't tell the person you can't say something to the person anymore. You shy away from it. The things you ought to be talking about, you can't talk about it anymore, because it's almost like deal over. That's it. Of course, there are rare instances where even though you do that, it still works out. That there's no hard and fast rule to it. I'm just saying, generally, it's very important to know yourself. To thine own self be true, not be so Shakespeare talk am. When you know yourself, there's so many things you won't need to pray about. For those that are Christians and Muslims, I'm telling you for free, you won't have to pray about it at all. It will not even appear in your environment or in your peripheral. It will not even exist, because you already know the answer to it. And you have non-negotiables that that almost forget. And even if a person is coming to you and that person is, according to the world, drop dead gorgeous, everything looks good on the book, you can see through the BS. You're gonna look and you say, yeah, I'm a fine boy, I know that. Okay, he's well built, I know that. But you yourself go know say not the work, like can't work. All this one no go nowhere. You understand? But if you don't really know yourself, and you're very artificial about everything, you go take the person, you go see he looks good on paper, the way he lied to me, he pretended he was this person, he's this, and then you get caught up in all of that, and then you end up being with the person, and then you learn the hard way. Why would you want to learn the hard way when you can tell from a distance? Why not
Oh
save
boy,
yourself the heartache? Sorry, go ahead,
oh
Jerry.
boy, no, I say shout it louder for those at the back. Oh, say it again.
You know what I mean? Like,
Say
why?
it again.
No, seriously, why? I honestly, some of the things I went through, if I just ask the person when tell me, I for no, trust me, if you know what I'm, okay. So when people they talk, sometimes listen to what you can gain. You cannot be exactly like the person that's talking. No, everybody's different. We all know that, and we all have different strengths in our lives. But take what you know is true for you and run with it. Don't wait to make the mistake to learn, so you can come and tell your no. Take it and run, so you don't have to make that mistake. You don't have to. You're not gonna waste your time making that mistake, because man, I hear say this guy. No, 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 I'm not even gonna go there. you know when you know these things, trust me, the way you go taste solid, then oh my god, people go dey wonder, say which kind human being be this. But that's because you know who you are, and you're not willing to put up with the BS. And you should expect good things, and you should demand good things. It's just that simple. If you know who you are, you're not going to take. There's so many things that you're not going to allow in your space, you know? And you're going to have a lot of self-respect comes with that, and a lot of your self-esteem will be solid. And even if someone comes and is trying to break you just because they're trying to get to you, you will know when somebody is trying to break you. You go no, you go even call the person out. Now you go even tell the person, say, I know what you're trying to do, but it's not going to work. Let me just announce it in case you think your persistence is going to maybe bring it down a notch. It won't, you know. So investing in your time, my people, is worth it. Oh, is so worth it. You'll be razor sharp. Your focus will be sharp. Your sight will be sharp. Your hearing will be sharp. Your perception will be sharp. Your intuition will be like, it go be like say the antenna, it dey catch fire. You dey know. Before the thing land, you don't know. Because your perception, your everything, intuition, e be like say they use razor, they use sharpener sharpen the thing. Eh? Not to say, when my cousin married the remark's daughter, the father said no need for him to take her to the family members to introduce, saying no get time. Exactly, you create your culture, you know. BB says, I think it's also nice to share ideas with each other. Absolutely. Eunice, yes, so I go come here, come they teach you na Japanese. Me. Yeah, yeah. I go say Japanese, anyone? I go they
Yeah.
slide in Japanese, so
You're so
forget that
funny.
thing.
Yes.
I also think we should learn to make each other comfortable. Yes, absolutely. This is where friendship comes in. When you're friends with someone, it's easy to become comfortable around each other without too much expectation, you know. Romari says, I had that experience too, often with Nigerian men. Once they know your state of origin, next question will be, when am I coming to eat? I'm telling you, I thought that was only me. Anytime I meet a Nigerian man, first thing they ask me is, do you know how to cook? That question irritates me. It irritates me. Oh, where are you from? You tell them, oh, what kind of food do you guys cook over there? That thing I not gonna lie. I'm like, is that all that they eat? So that's what women are good for? Just cook for you. So what I do, I don't know how to cook. That's why I don't know how to cook. You say, really? Yeah. So why you're the only Nigerian girl I know? I say, well, it happens. There were other priorities. So I don't know how to cook. Why would you want to think of me and think of the kitchen? Why should that be the first thing that comes to your mind? You know, that means you don't see me as a human being. You see me as someone who's just coming to do your cooking. As a chef, you see me as a chef, as a cook, as a caterer in your kitchen. That's all you see me as, you know. And then the next thing, like, our children go fine. No, hello, you already project. I mean, why? You don't even know me. You never talk to me. They tell me, say, who you are who they born the pikin for you when they, you know. So I don't know. My Nigerian brothers, if not they hear more that they take note to, whoever I choose to do life with, I go quality them like, yes, my brother, that's gracious greatness in the house. That's right. Give quality life, soft life. You know what I mean? Like everybody deserves soft life. Why you won't make your life hard when it's supposed easy? And the way I think about it, Nigerians actually they are best with each other. Because why? You understand the language, you guys speak the language together, you can switch if you want to, it makes life make sense. Wouldn't you want to do it with a woman who's smart, who knows what she's doing, who's independent, who can hold you when I don't understand, so my brother, sorry guys, my brothers, kudos to you, Jare, for you know can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, sorry about that, my phone dropped.
Yeah, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, and your life will be sweeter, yeah, peace of mind is exactly, we should also drop share with our people to drop the entitlement mentality. Absolutely. It's not about Kerewa. It's about, can we even be friends? Because there'll be a time where you can't Kerewa each other anymore. Announcement to everybody. Who will be say
Thank
this Kerewa matter.
you.
Now food
Hey,
for them. They go eat on
thank
breakfast,
you.
lunch, dinner. Again where go reach, the engine no go they work, it go knock. What will you do in that case? I don't understand.
They will sample the kerewa for you to you will just be there looking at it. You can't do nothing. Nothing. Can't do
What?
nothing. You can just did it look like Mumu. You can't do nothing.
Exactly. See Romari they talk now. They ask you because they expect, oh, are you I mean, it's crazy. What kind of stereotypical questions are you're trying to put people in a box that they don't belong to, you know? It doesn't make any sense to me. Romari said I was even embarrassed. Okay, I think I've gone through this comment before. I'm sorry, my people. I'm just catching up to the comments. The Kerewa does not keep the relationship either. Exactly.
Yeah.
Easy. It does not. You know? Now that same Kerewa no they make our people waka jeje. I'm telling you. This Kerewa matter, eh? Let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with Kerewa. If you're with the right person, it's a beautiful thing. People that are married that are enjoying it, it's a beautiful thing. But we need to build our societies. It's not just all about Kerewa. Instead of spending so much time, whiling away and just, doing things that you ought not to be doing and doing podcasts and putting out energy, negative energy, wrong vibes, build a house. Go back to your communities. Build your communities. That's what, if we're talking about roles, that's what men are good for. That's what we know men to be. They were builders, hunters. What happened to that? Men didn't have time for petty talk. What happened to all that? You'll see that they cut wood, they go, they saw wood for backyard. What happened to that? We need to build up. We need safer societies for our people. That's what we should be busy talking about. Not Kerewa. Kerewa no be food. Eh? Oh, Marriott, you're back. You just finished your job. I say Marriott enter train. I say enter train. Wi-Fi disconnection can dey happen. So that's to those who were asking. Una see and Marriott has come back. He saying just finish in journey. Oh, need I say more? To say Marriott dey here now. If I don't drag am with am, but I digress. AJ says, with all the problems plaguing Nigeria, thank you, EJ. That's exactly what I just said. It's Kerewa that exactly. Kerewa shouldn't even be get to know yourself first. Understand who you are. Build your society. Spend that time. Spend that time building your society. You hear people say they want to have, they want, it's okay for them to step out and have multiple children. Is that the next thing now? That's not the
You know
next
what I
thing. We have
wanted
a big problem in our society.
Yeah. You know what I wanted to say when I was listening to that video? I wanted to say, how do you build a society in chaos? You just be
Exactly.
pumping children, and those children are so dysfunctional. How do you build the wealth and so what? Like, I don't understand that
So
strategy.
people are building generational wealth for their children that they have not yet seen. Their great grand, they never see them, but they don't already build enough wealth when they go pass down. I mean, come on, brothers.
Our
Come
men,
on.
Nigerian men will be like, I'm the head. I'm the
Eh?
head. That country is worse than now. Is worse compared to when I was growing up. But still, they are the men, and they're not, and they've run that country down, and they are the men. I'm the head. They are the head. And look at the country that they are heading. Each family, they are the head of their family. And look at what is happening. Instead, they are running to another country where another man has made better. And when they get there, they will say, the woman now is free because the
Thank
law here.
you.
Is a country that another man, as the head of their household, had made it better for them. Now, them are their head in their own. They will leave it and run and come here. And when they get here with their spouse, they'll be like, yeah, it's because of the law has made it better. And then the woman will now, the law side it. Is another man, the head of a household here, made their own society better as the head. You, the head, you leave your own, you run, come here. The only thing you complain about is the society. Yeah, they have come here and now our women now, and they don't know our culture. Now your culture has not helped you in your country.
Has the culture helped him? He himself that is talking. Has the culture helped him? That's the
Culture never
question.
help him for a country. He
Exactly.
run,
See
come
what
out.
it happen for Nigeria now. It's a mess.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a
They are the head
major,
of they are the head of the
monumental
household. Each
mess.
household. And then they are the head of all the different households. They've not been able to put it together and make the country better. But they are running to another country that another man like them, as head of their own household, had made it better. For them and their spouses and their children. They are running there. And then when they get there with their spouses to say, the laws there are favoring women. And so because of that, they neglect our culture. Those people, sometimes I wonder, do they even think? These are men like you that made their own household, their own place, as the leader that they're supposed to be, made it better and conducive and good for their families. You're running to come there. Whereas your own, if that your culture is so great, why is it not good? Why is it not better? Is it not time for you to sit down and think, this thing has not worked for years. The people that created that culture, it worked for them in that society back then. It worked for them. But no, they will not sit down and say, okay, this aspect is good, let's take it. Let's scrap it. No, our culture. Sometimes, I
No, it's
wonder
so.
whether people even have IQ. Do they even think? And they're supposed to be the head, the leader. The women are supposed to be underneath them. But when they cannot use their head to think, what do you want the ones under them to do? They will crash and burn now. The country, this same country that so they don't know our culture. You will buy, you will do everything that you can think of doing, including buying in the high seat to get there.
No, seriously, it's bitter truth, though. It's a bitter pill to
It's the
swallow. I'm
truth.
not gonna lie. It's the
If
truth,
you
but
sit down and think
it's
about it, it's the
bitter,
truth.
but it's the truth.
They are the head. And that country is going down and down and down and Jesus Christ, down and down and down. Every single year is going down, and they are the head. Each of the family, they are the head of so many families. They are the head. Those that have 50 wives, they are the head of all the 50 wives. They are the head of still they cannot make it right. Highest they will, if it gets so bad, they would let the ship sink and the ship sink, and they run to another country that another man like them has made better and conducive for their own family and their spouses. And then only when they get here, they will not start complaining our culture. The women are so whatever, and then with their own. Their culture, they've been living with their culture there. It's still not better. They are running away from it. They are running away from their culture. They cannot sit down and think.
You make me laugh.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
I don't laugh, Taya.
When you think about it, it's the truth.
It's painful, but it's the truth, though.
They are the head. I just think of Oboku fish as they say they are the head.
It's true.
Fish head, cow head.
When you hear them talking, now, the way God has made it, the men are the head. Fine, nobody they drag the head with you. Be the head, but do what the head is supposed to do.
When I hear that conversation, of they are the head, the very first thing I think of is, so if they are the head, waiting, who be the neck? The women are the neck. There's no way the head will turn without the neck turning. And it ends the conversation. Yeah, so I not follow you argue, say you know be head, though. But that head has to be moved because the move is turning. And if I am the neck, your headship goes nowhere without the neck. Take it to the bank. Any day, anytime. You would lose the arguments. So when I hear men say, we are the head, I say, yes, so I agree. I don't follow you correct. But now maybe the neck. And if I am in union with you, that headship is as good as crap.
Of course, you'll be in sequence.
Oh.
You'll be in sequence. But even looking at it, the nation as a whole, in our country, they are the head. The thing baffles me sometimes.
But okay, with even what you just said right now, even if the nation wasn't doing well. If Aisha Buhari was playing her parts and had a good relationship and communication with her husband, and the man they hear within the wife they talk, if for bad though, but for bad reach this one. I lie.
No.
If to say the husband they hear wetin she dey talk, right?
I agree.
Because most of these heads they know they listen to their partners. That's the error in the whole
Thank,
engine. They know
thank
they listen. I'm the head. But the neck
you.
go they talk. You go they say no. Why? Who are you to talk to me? After all, you are only good in your other room. Which one made you man talk? Wetin you want make the woman talk when the man say you are only good in the other room? Which you are wetin you want add? You silence these people. They sit down. Most of the people that they marry, all this, they wonder. But me, they ask, me, they wonder. So I don't know that anybody else they wonder like me, they wonder. I go sit down by myself, I go think. All these baby people for Nigeria, they get spouse, they get wife, all of them marry. Some of their wives now, the most expensive school in the world, now they go. So my question is, all the school when they come go, where the vision when they come? With where the creativity, where the ideas, where the plan, when they bring, say, okay, this community, okay, let's even forget my village. Let me go to my village because I have the resources. Let me go and make water available for them. No wait for government. Let me go and make light available for. Let me go and help them fix the road because I have the resources. I went to the best school. Let me even go and educate my village people. Let me train them so that let me get the women, organize the women and educate them so that they will have wisdom and they'll be able to thrive on their own. Please, where have you seen it happening in any aspect in Nigeria? Because as they sit down, they ask. Now people they marry governors. Now people they marry the few presidents when we don't get. Now people they marry them. Senators, now women they marry them. So what is the purpose of their wives in their lives? What are they adding? What value are they adding to the society? When
The
the
other
people are
room.
in pain, what are they doing? What role are they playing? Because me, they ask this question. So I'm sorry to say, I don't want to offend anybody for here, but I have absolutely no respect for any big manism in Nigeria. Zero respect for them and their wives. I know they had talk am because there's nothing to show. What is the point of getting married, having had this opportunity to be in the best parts of the world, and you have zero to show for it? Meanwhile, it is the poor people, the ones that are struggling, that will go and say, okay, let me help my neighbor. In the process of helping, sometimes their back won't break because a lot of people are depending on that one person who is managing their 1,000, maybe na food that they sell on a akara that is, come on. And then you enter another man's house. They shout, say they give your woman too much independence. You go hear men, they talk, say, oh, the woman is borrowing another man's mentality. What do you expect? Are you not borrowing their mentality too? What have you put in place to prevent that from happening, to create a thriving environment for your spouse so that the other grass on the other side is not green? Or educate her enough to know that, honey, you are safe here. I will create a safe haven for you. I always use my dad as an example because thank God that I have that example. Honestly, in my house, we didn't have much, but my dad was a protector. My dad ready to fight anywhere, anytime to protect a family. He literally put his life on the line for his family. That's my dad. When armed robbers, they say armed robbers, they come that time, the area where they live, they call it harass people. My dad now headed and told the other men, let's come out and do vigilante. They're not going to sleep, they're going to rotate. My papa get pish for house, so he go carry and come outside. Then all of us they sleep. My papa will come outside with his head torchlight. They go, they parade the whole community. Come on. Because of people like my dad, a lot of us were safe in our communities. A lot of us were safe. So I wonder, it bothers me sometimes. I'm like, when I hear some people talk, some of our men talk, it really bothers me. I'm like, my God, I'm so glad I have an example in a father who showed what it means to be a protector and a security. My dad was fearless. My papa don't do boxing before. He didn't train as boxer before. Now I'm not beg and say make it stop. Do you understand? So I mean, sometimes I wonder, it's easy to complain. And on top of, and I'm sorry, I'm going to digress for a little bit. We have an election going on in Nigeria right now. It is so clear that we have somebody who at least has some semblance of idea or vision that he wants to bring on so that people's lives will be easier. But the same men, some of them, they are still pushing the same old analog to come forward and rule. Some of them, their brain don't knock. It bothers me. Where do we start from? I get it. We're not a monolith. I get it. We're not a monolith. I get it. But if something is blatantly evil and wrong, we should not even be considering it. We shouldn't. It's, to me, it's mind-boggling. I'm a Nigerian. I'm proud to be one, but I have to call these things out. The internet, when they talk now another man create harm. What of us? We keep saying we are the smartest, we are the most intelligent. Where is the vision? When people are more concerned about bekus, they're more concerned about marrying on top of marrying, having numbers, and creating the minions. Not even thinking, okay, let's build societies. There are people who worked for their societies and died without families. They gave up everything to build their societies. When we want to refer to history, we refer to history of back in the day. There's an Oba in Benin that resisted the British rule. Obavora Menobaisi, right? He resisted it. He did not want his people he didn't want these people to infiltrate his kingdom. He fought it to the very end. But it was the selfish chiefs amongst him that sold him out. Till today. Nobody knows what they did. They sent him on an exile. Nobody knows what they did to him. We can't find his body till today. We keep referring to history of strong men. Are we now saying we don't have those types of visionary people anymore? We talk about Jaja of Opobo. We talk about the man from Igala, I forget his name, that used to have bees under his cap. That was his strength. Everywhere you go open a cap, all the bees go attack your enemies. I mean, come on. I dey sit down, sometimes I go think am. When I go hear some of our brothers, they talk, I go dey for my head, I go dey say, hey, God, shame! Your society is crumbling. You are here thinking about how many Kerewas you want to have. Pekus on top of pekus. You are 80, you are marrying new wife. For Christ's sake, who do us? So people live this life, they don't know what Kerewa be. They don't know because they were busy trying to survive. In the process, life go like that. What will they do? Then when the woman, of course, she say, life can be better here. At least I get rest of mind for you. Make her rest. You say they provide the atmosphere for her to rest. I mean, come on. What did prevent you from creating that type of environment for her to thrive in? What prevented you from doing it? It's embarrassing. I no go lie. I'm a Nigerian, but it is embarrassing. I have to just say my mind. It's embarrassing. When I sit down think I go just shake my head. It's embarrassing. Our heroes are in the past. They are not in front. They ought to be in front, not in the past. We ought to be getting better at doing life and those of us who know should be teaching those who don't know. No, but instead, when they come from abroad, they go Nigeria, go they speak. I wanna gonna ain't it? Ain't now that one they learn go carry go give them. They go cash out their credit card, go they spend that, come marry. They look for nurse when they want marry and come because it's crazy, it's stupendous.
The
It
same
don't make
slavery.
any sense.
The same slavery. Then they marry us, come bring and
Exactly.
make you come be slave. Come they work,
Make
they
come
give
a
them money.
slave. The
Oh.
woman then not make up her mind. You go become life and buy situation. You call the threatener. If you try am, we end am here. It's madness. Where we won't start, you know. When we won't start, then you go babe, you go born children again. It's only you think they core strong core values. No. Instead, it's all about pekus. Come on. Where do we draw the line? Look at our society today. Nobody fit go house again. Every corner you go, it's overtaken. Every corner. When you go, they come out. So, okay, this is not the right person. He gets sense. At least he know what to do. Make we give am the opportunity. Some people go come out. The same ancient of days. Now you want. When their engine for head don't knock, now you want. When not fit think, your mate be president for other countries. Your mate, you go dey do spokesman for your great grandfather. It's an insult. It's an insult. You go get lawmaker when they get 14 wife, 30 wife. Wetin they can do? That kind of person no suppose near he no suppose near Senate gate. Oh, talk of house. Get how many children? 60 children, 70 children. On top of your money, on top of your taxes. Nothing they reach your hands. Only children, they are all now hungry. They get lion appetite. They want to be billionaire too. They want to be in the government too with zero experience or competence. I beg. We know they try you. We know they try. I am the head. Ori Kere Koko. Oh my God. I never speak the Yoruba again. They know they hear what. I am the head, oh. Head of panla fish. Head of ice
head
fish.
of Obokun, now Obokun fish. My head of Obokun.
Oh my God.
No, you go take do pepper soup.
Do you see the envy they feel
so
towards
painful.
Nigerian women who have rights here? I see it. Marriott, are you kidding me? It's so clear. It's like night and day. I don't give a hoot. They know me. You want to say they know me. I not send anybody, Papa. You come for me, I go tell you word when you want here. I go tell you word when go make you go sit down. Change your life. You are coming for me. Are you kidding me? The cuckoo no. I dey see them Marriott well. My eye they shine like globe. I see them.
I beg, where then they?
They're all over, my sister.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
Do they actually express themselves in different forums?
Yeah.
They do.
They do.
That would be shameful.
They do. They
That
express
is
themselves on different
shameful.
forums. So they do. It's pathetic. Sometimes, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of our brothers too. This concern that we have, they also have it. And they're doing the clarion call and they're trying to talk to other, brothers too. But some of those brothers don't want to listen.
No, they don't.
That's the problem. They don't want to listen. Some of our brothers, these things that we're talking about, they too are concerned. They're like, come on. We are the ones that are supposed to be protecting and ensuring the security. What are we doing? You go another man's house, go collect all the education. Now you go the most expensive school. Now you be the road scholar. Now you be head prefect for school. Okay, all the experience when you get as the head prefect,
what you carry and do?
How you take apply for it? How you take help your people with that? How?
50 wives, 20 wives.
Instead, you go, they go match you with another big man pikin. Now go marry. Now get house girl. Then on top of that, you can't take advantage of the house girl behind the closed door.
Thank you.
Right? Then you can't do and finish. That one will come born secretly. You can't get girlfriend join. You know they stay house. You just spread your seed up and down the place. The woman not go down. People, our brothers don't understand. So all these things when they do, their vision they go with them. Their purpose they go with them.
It's true.
You
No
they
sin
throw away the
lineage.
essence of who you be just by doing all these things. They're not they understand that one. They don't want thinker, or maybe the ones where they think more. The ones where they when they know these things, they understand the ramification. Energy when you suppose gather, take build wall, fortified city for your people. You go to use until they spread seed all over, and then those ones you can't burn their finish, they'll come see they don't know, they'll come they do anyhow, you can't create more problem for the society.
And our women, some of our women that enable us will be saying, yeah,
Oh yeah.
men will be men. Yeah, men will be men. I go say, what the heck? What?
I think that's the biggest problem. I really think
Men will
that's
be
the
men.
biggest problem, because for the women that kind of don't frown at such behaviors or enable it, I ask myself, do they have children? Do they have female children? Do they have little girls? Because if you think of the people behind you, there are certain things that you will not get yourself entangled with or want to be associated with. Because in the future, when these stories are being told, your name is going to be mentioned, or your people will ask you, or your kids will ask you, Mommy, what did you do when this was happening? What part did you play? So it will be very embarrassing to know that for a female mother to say, yes, I was part of the people that said it should continue like that, because it just shows that you are not also thinking forward. So for a
Most
lot of it,
unfortunate. Go
for a
ahead.
lot of those women, that don't frown at things that is clearly not an advantage to the society or to their little circle. I really wonder whether they are thinking straight. I wonder what makes them think like that. I wonder whether they have a future or they even see a future. I sometimes also think maybe they have some kind of sickness will go by person shortly. Now I make them no just send or behave anyhow. Because I don't get it. I get speaking, and I will want to build my environment in such a way that speaking go look forward to enjoying it. I want to leave something better than what I met for that child coming. So why will I be and why will I circle myself with people that don't think like me? Because that means that they're not even looking forward to a better future for their own kids. So what do we have in common? So for such people back home, you just looking at their lifestyle will tell you that their brain is either zeroed or it's dense. Because I do not understand why you will not think forward and still be stuck and be comfortable in a situation that is not projecting you as a better person, doesn't add anything to you, rather it subtracts, doesn't enhance you, doesn't build you up. Why would you want to be comfortable in such a setting? I don't get that. So for those women, I leave them to God. That's all.
Well, I mean, hey, now only one math I get. All of us here now one math we get. Who get here, na him go here. But me know say before you remove the log and the timber, before you remove the speck, the small dust wey dey another person eye, if you never check your own eye, remove the log first and the timber wey dey, you're on a long thing, you're wasting your time. Because we dey talk all these things, we dey talk all these things, e go be like say, person just dey make noise. But na true, posterity go judge all of us. Na true. Because what's the point of you? Okay, the woman don fit say, okay, I want to progress myself, I want to be an independent thinker. You wan remain the same, you no want immovable. Why? When be say the person na 5-year-old today, tomorrow e go become 10, right? you expect that 10-year-old to still be acting as a 5-year-old. Don't be you go first tell the 10-year-old, say, come on, stop it. You are not a child anymore. So why do you expect that people should remain stagnant because of your own way of thinking that you have refused to develop? Maybe says on Freeze's channel is the reason I took it. I don't even watch him. You guys know how I feel about. I don't watch him. I can't. I don't know how people do it. I can't stomach it. Man talks from both sides of his mouth. The guests that he has, they just come and give him false, very low-handed information, and I can't. I don't know how people do it, but I cannot defeat. I can't. Yeah. Is that emotion that caused their frustration to boil over? I wish they could. Yeah, exactly. I didn't watch. It was all about women and the rights they have abroad. Yeah, you see, the women they have, they will not be giving him false information. They don't tell people the truth, though. They won't tell you the truth. They will come and be spewing false info. I mean, well, me, I know they watch Amsha, so they want to live with Nigerian mentality. Exactly. How does that work? How does that work? You cannot live in another man's society with the same way of thinking. My problem is this. Some of these people go to the best schools. They will come here, go to the best schools, develop themselves book-wise, smart, everything. But what are you doing to give back to your society, to rebuild your society? You see this work when they talk, not only government too. Not be only yes, government supposed to provide, now they go secure, now they go do this. But do you know there are people who gather themselves and decide they want to man their communities. There are people who do it. You know, it's a shame. It really is a shame. And as the election is drawing closer to the 25th, now that they wait patiently for that 25th, make us see wetin go happen. Hey, oh my God. I reserve my comment until then. Live, you remember? Yep. So Nacho sent me one. I think they were having debate with there were all these different parties and their representatives. They were talking about their candidates, and Nacho sent me the live as it was going on, and I joined in. I was like, okay, let me hear what they are saying for a little bit. And this guy, all he was talking about was just saying terrible things about Peter Obi's wife. How can you be talking about someone else's wife when you should be telling us what your candidate is going to do? Why are you picking on a man's wife that has not even put herself in that position for you to be dragging? You remove the kind. Okay, even if you want to talk about Peter Obi, okay, I'll say, okay, yeah, it's Peter Obi is talking about. You drag, see how disrespectful some of these people are. You've dragged the man wife enter the thing. The woman you never interact with her before. You don't get any connection with her. She's never been in politics before. You drag her enter. Onto what? I couldn't watch it. I just told Natu, I said, I can't. My heart can't. My mind. I know if it take calm. I know when I will call him, right? Scatter the whole life. So I say I maintain my peace. On top of it, I don't really follow Freeze or whatever. I don't follow him. I don't like his way of doing things. And he's too double-minded. I can't, you know. Yeah, it was that series that made me pause. The men seemed angry, no mention of why the women left, including non-black women. I don't want to give him views anymore. Hello, better recognize. Wonderful, Marriott, wonderful. You have to, this is what I'm talking about. Know yourself, know your limits. You see that you're not, just don't give people views. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Why should you be allowing people who are thriving on negativity to be going up? No, you shouldn't. You know? And then she says, I saw Morel of TVC talking about how Bat is like a father to her. He has done a lot. I bet forget that woman. Forget that. Not be today we know that. Not be today I know her. I not even feel what those they are. That show when they do. Now view, I be they call her your view or something like. I know they fit. I know they fit. that girl no truth for her mouth. She does not know how to say it like it is. She's always wanting to play devil's advocate. They do the work well. I no fit. Abeg.
I beg,
Hey,
wait,
I no
oh,
fit to.
wait. You say what? Bats do waiting for democracy. Hey, I don't
It's
die.
like he say na like
What?
her papa, and he
Uh,
has done a lot for. I don't know which
that we are
democracy.
enjoying.
Maybe na for their
Which
family
democracy
compound. I don't
for her
know
dream? Which
that we
bat
are
for
enjoying.
democracy? Hey,
Thank you for her papa house.
oh
Now
my
they
God.
talk now. You see all these people they vote for her, and people when they don't benefit personally from her.
What did I
Do you
say about
understand?
Africa? We're too selfish. You know what I talked before?
Selfish. Not only wetin benefit the person,
Is that
not
what
the
I said?
society as a whole. No,
Selfish.
you know, here say it talks okay. You go build this thing, that industry when it starts for this thing. Now you build that from there, you can come out. You can go build this other industry for you. Open the port for South South so that the when the Lagos port get it too plenty, so it goes open that one. Make sure fight to make sure say that one open to reduce the workload, so to create more. Nothing like that. Not only that small second, they know I'm move. All the people they come out, they say he was the one that gave me the opportunity. So that's why you're fighting for him. To the detriment of over 200 million people.
People.
Not
Yeah.
only the waiting he do for you, that make you the
Yeah.
God abeg. Every spirit of selfishness, self-centeredness. If you dey dance ajasco around me, abeg, God, uproot am. God forbid. God forbid. Only yourself, only your mouth, only your pocket, to the detriment of millions of people. You see where our problem dey?
Yeah. So
People don't care. I said it in one of the platforms I joined. I say the descendants of slave traders still dey among us. We no dey talk am enough. They are still here. The ones wey dey born wey dey get the same mindset still dey. Na dem dey sell us out on a daily. We need to get it right in that society. We know nobody know the day when it go break tomorrow. Nobody. You can't predict it. If your house is not clean, how do you want to look at somebody else's house and fine? I get it. There's history. We know history. But guess what? Let's now decide, okay, let's fight to ensure we secure our own self, secure for our own children, for the ones yet unborn. Even if you don't see the gold, the beauty, and all of it that's going to come from this fight, but at least join your voice and ensure that we get a society that works for all of us. All doesn't matter where you come from.
we don't know. We don't know much about what do they call it? Delayed gratification. It's not what they say.
They don't understand that
All
one.
they're interested in is now. Now I want to enjoy. I want
Exactly.
enjoyment. Yes. Now they don't know anything about it, and that thing still baffles. That thing they vex me. I'm the head. That when you don't do what the head is supposed to do, they don't know anything about that. No. If now when you just come to that, serve you and give you bekus, then you're the
That's
head.
it.
When it comes to where you should use
Give you
your
the biggest seat
brain,
in the
where
pot.
God gives you, think.
Mm.
Think of not to think of all the stupid things, so think of the betterment of your society. They will not think, they're not going to think it's too hard, it's too difficult. Instead, they will go to where another man like them, a man like them, don't create. They will go. Then when they go reach there now, they go start to do entitlement.
Mm.
When somebody else don't create, they will go there. Go they find entitlement. Their own day. You go there, there's nothing wrong in going there. But you go there to learn. That is what you do.
Exactly.
People be like they travel, they find how people. You go there, you learn, you take it back to your own and say, "Come,
For
guys,
people.
I've
That's
discovered
it.
this. This our culture. Yeah, there are some parts that are good. Yeah, I understand that. Okay, let's remove this. This has never served us well. It served us many centuries ago. It doesn't. Let's remove this. Let's put this. Yeah, let's do it like this. It's still a man's world here. You know that, Abby. In this waters,
Absolutely.
it's still a man's world here. For the fact that they have laws to protect, there's a reason why. The women still know their place. They still know that, yeah, you as a woman, you still know that I'm a woman. If I'm married to a man, yeah, I still know that. I still respect him. They know that. but they still have those laws in place for them because they know say them as men sometimes they can go somehow, so they know that to protect them.
My
But my
goodness.
people, they no go sit down and learn. Say, okay,
Mm.
I don't learn. May I take and let me go. Maybe see how these women where they feel. Maybe let's see. We have to make them feel good. At the end, we are still the leader. Yeah, but we have to make. They not go see. What those ones? They know they see. They don't go see. I say, drive me come off for house. House where I buy.
Eh.
So they can beg.
Eh? House when I buy, now my money he just come. Once he just reach America, he just come, they carry some friend. They come tell, hey, are you even listening to yourself? No, seriously, are you even listening to yourself?
Aye.
Eh? Now that one you go dey follow and drive. If you made it easy, I know I keep saying it. Before a Nigerian woman go check out of marriage, say I no do. That woman, you don't push and reach wall. You don't tilt her over the edge. Nigerian women, when they take marriage play, they
Exactly.
know they take marriage play. I not say
Exactly.
some day when bad oh yes, but even if you say they're bad, now you choose them. Nobody force them. Now you go by yourself, go say, now this woman I want. You choose
Mhm.
her. Then you want to come and blame the entire womanhood for your own choice. Not be
Oh.
you choose am, not be shine dey worry you. You marry the woman, e come dey show you pepper, you come dey cry, come say the woman, you marry am, you bring am come, you open eye, e collect house from your hand. But meanwhile, you don already date other women before, you don mess their life up.
Oh.
You come say you wan go marry freshness. You go
My
marry
dear, they
freshness
say
come.
karma is a bit.
Ehen.
Hey,
Do you
it is.
understand? It doesn't make sense to me. So sometimes when and especially this election, now I think know a lot. Now the tico exposed me to a lot of things. Now I say, wow, we get work to do.
Hey, they work plenty.
We never start. See, Peter
Work
Obi
plenty.
na just the smallest piece of the puzzle. I'm
Ah,
telling you, the mindset of the people. Ay, yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know as they want to change the mindset alone of the people. There's one I was going through TikTok, was it a couple of days ago? One man, because his wife they wash clothes, he said make the woman come cook for am. The woman not quick cook. The man kpai him wife for Nigeria.
wow.
I kid you not. The woman they wash clothes. He said make the woman come give am food. The woman
Ah,
come. The woman they cook, he not quick finish the food. This man they enter. Now the man kpai the woman. It's madness. And then guess what? You can't go bring woman come, the woman see you won't buy a run come up for house, go report. You go say you report it to AK. You go report it to AK, they can't collect house from your hand. I mean, make it make sense. If you give the woman peace, wetin go make I know
thank you.
people when they say they go marry woman from Nigeria, they live like brother and sister. If you
Oh,
see them, you marriage go dey hungry you. E go be like say make you go find man for street marry put for house.
ah,
But na Nigeria they take marry the woman come. Why the man not say because I marry her come from Nigeria, make I use am and do am anyhow? Why e no talk so?
yeah,
We dey talk all these things. I'm not generalizing on because me no, I know a lot of my Naija brothers they do awesome. I get friends when they married to
yeah.
Naija men, they don't stop talking about how wonderful they
That's true.
got it. There are those, but the majority is the
Yeah.
problem. And then you now want to rub insult to injury. You can't leave, abandon the entire work for the woman, and you dey talk say the government is bad. How you take dey run your house? Abi you don't
Thank
know the
you.
government starts from the house. How do you run your house?
Exactly.
How you know how to change your pikin diaper? You say na woman work. You know how to, how many of not be two of una born the pikin? You know how to change the diaper. When the woman tire, you no fit enter kitchen, throw enter. Say, oh, may I just cook something for this woman before you come, may you see something chop. No, you dey do, I am the head of the fish. I am the head of the fish. Nobody will take the head
Wait,
of the
oh my,
fish.
oh boy, I tell you. where I work, not only me be the black, no be for the whole company. No be say Nigeria, only black. The rest na either Chinese or Polish, then Irish people. Only me be the black person where they there. My bosses, the partner on the firm where I work, the partners, majority there are about 14 of them, about 5 now women. The men, like if there's something we have to do at the weekend, the men go say no. You go to think say as a woman, hey, all these men go say, no. They get children, it's family time. No, they're not doing it. These are not this one I'm no Yibo. They'll say no. Do what? My wife will kill me. No, I'm not doing that. No, it's family time. I can't miss it. I go they look these people, I go say, hey, when our people go learn this kind of thing?
Make I tell you something. My papa, when they work that time, my partner, if they come house for lunch, come eat. No understand. Before my papa come up for us in the morning, all of us go sit down for table. We plenty o. So everybody will carry their big cup of tea. Sit down around. We go eat. Lunch time, my dad is coming home for lunch. 4 o'clock max, that man then enter inside house. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about a traditional man, though. I'm not talking about a man that is this thing, grew abroad, born in nothing, a village man.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But he has strict family values. In family, na in family. You understand? Now, something when he tell himself, he say, my family comes first. And he do as he talk am, so he do am. You understand? So sometimes when I hear some men go they talk, especially in this modern era, I dey always compare. I go look back, I go say, but this man was a traditional man. My dad used to clean the house. He go clean the whole place, go be shine, you go dey see your face. My papa go kitchen, go cook banga black soup. That's our native black soup. He go cook am. He go pound yam. He go dey pound yam. The yam wey dey pound, e dey smooth. E go dey hot. E dey draw. You know. So sometimes when I sit and I hear all this, I go only wonder, say, now, wow, my mom had it good though. Jeez, she hit jackpot with my dad. Where are men like that? Do you understand? Because he beats me. This was a family man. He knew what it meant to be a family man, and he saw value in that, and he stuck with it. Even his own family dare not cross the boundaries. Nobody crossed boundaries with my dad. You know? I mean, come on. Where are we going to? You know? And then when women are now having, saying, we're not going to put up with this anymore, you are not trying to label them as borrowing the Western ideology and Western way. What do you want them to do?
That somebody wants something nice and good. He says Western.
Exactly. Somebody is progressive in their forward in their thinking. They say it's Western. What do you say to someone who grew up in Nigeria and had those still progressive thoughts? I was called stubborn. I was labeled stubborn in Nigeria because I had very different views. People will say she's stubborn. She get her own way of doing things. So she they like to do things like this. So they they like to do things like Oyibo. It didn't make sense because I never meet Oyibo that time. I grew up for small town. So how many Oyibo people I want to know? Do you understand? So it amazed me. We get a lot of work to do. The mindset, first of all, need to change as a people. The mindset needs to change. You cannot be dancing around the same circles and expect to become the best dancer in the world. No, you can't just assume because you're just dancing around the circle. You just assume saying that you be the best when you never test them out.
Well, people they have a long way, honestly. Long way, and it's difficult because of the mindset. It is. And I'll be looking at all these people. I will say, Shebi, this one's not leaders now. This one's not head of families. See as they talk, say, no, I have to do this. No, I say my boss will plan. He go tell me say no, I'm on child care duty this time. So please, my wife has to. I will say, see,
Oh,
man, I'm
Bibi,
to
you
tell
want
you
to,
this.
sorry, Obiadulu. Bibi,
Oh,
are you still there? BBMG, is your connection
Yes,
bad?
yes, I'm still here. I'm still
Oh,
here, but
okay. All right. Just give
I'm
us your
about to bow
final
out.
thoughts. Yeah, okay. No worries. Thank you so much, oh. I appreciate your contributions, man.
Yeah, my final thought is, everybody should we the adults that know should share with the younger ones and those around us that Kerewa is not everything. Learn. There's so much to learn. There's so much to learn. And learning about oneself is not a day thing, is not a year's thing. It's ongoing. And the more you discover and invest in your individual self, the more you love yourself. And that would actually even make whoever you're going to be around value you more, appreciate you more. And you could also be at a teaching point for other people, because people would admire you and be like, oh, I want to be like that person. So there's nothing wrong in taking time to invest in ourselves. And this is not only for single people, even as adults. I saw a few weeks or months ago of one 75-year-old woman that graduated from did her masters, and she said that had always been her dream, but family came. She was now a great grandma, but that was her dream. I mean, and you ask yourself, 75, wait, she won't go work, which kind of work she won't go do. But for her, she just felt that something was missing. So I think everybody should take an inward look at themselves, and appreciate the fact that, look, take your time and appreciate things around you and invest in yourself. It could be as little as crocheting. It could be as little as learning how to cook something, and every day is an opportunity to learn something new. And that's what I tell myself every day. What new thing can I add in my head that I have never known before? That alone, if you decide to do that, say do it for like 1 week. And then at the end of that 1 week, you sit down and you take stock of what new things. You'll be amazed at how much you have added to yourself. Not because you don't have anything better to do, but it's just a way of investing in. And investing in yourself does not necessarily mean going to school. It does not necessarily mean, putting so much money. It just means learning something new, looking around you, and really stopping to think that what new thing can I add to myself, or can I impact into somebody else? And when we know ourselves well, it's easy for people not to look down on us or devalue us or make us think that we're not bringing anything to the table. I think that's my little thing. Kerewa no be everything. There's so much life beyond and after Kerewa.
Exactly. No, thank you very much for saying that, oh, Bibi. We really appreciate your contributions this evening. No be small one. Thank you, sister. So, Obiadulu,
yeah.
all right. So let's have your final thoughts. Make I wrap this thing up. I no even expect say I go tell like this. Hey God, oh, see as I did. E be like say I come here come vent today. That's what it turned out sounding like. Oh my God, guys! I did not this venting. I don't know. I just, these are things when I think about on my own. So it just come out. It can't expose me. My thoughts can't expose me for here today. You know, as it they pain me. You see, and this is a part of why Peter Obi to me, not be the man is just a man, and the movement really. That man, we need to make sense of that society, because I believe
Telling
that
you, honestly.
when we have the right type of
Ah,
mindset, when we have the right type of leaders, we start to have the right ego, the right type of mindset will start to dey trickle down, and we can do better by each other. Because also we they do so no be at all. So as I come here, call it on now for us to do better by each other. We gotta do right by each other. We don't have to marry each other, not be by force. You understand? Everybody go where your peace day. Anywhere you find your peace, go there. That's what matters at the end of the day. But if at all we find each other, if we find ourselves in each other's lives, let's respect ourselves and treat each other well, you know. So abemon I no vex I come vent o. I no vent at all. I just the thing my thoughts just expose me. But anyway, Obiajulo abeg give me your final thought. Thank you for staying, joining and staying. I know say e dey late for your side. Oh my God.
I know it's going to 4 a.m. now.
Oh my God. I'm so
I'll be up
sorry.
again by 5 o'clock for like an hour or so too and be up again. Anyway, it's fine.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Um, my dear, my final thought. I think me too. I came here to vent. I think I
All
came
of
here
us
to
came to,
vent too.
okay, me and you
Because
now.
that
Now let me
society
and you
is
go
so
vent. Now baby
I'm
engine
telling
I come with love.
our society is very tired. When you see the things happening there, it's just sometimes you just get tired and say these people can they never get it right. And when you go to some platforms and you hear these men there, and I feel so ah like can you not think? Like can you not use your brain? Anyway, sorry. My final thought before I start venting again.
No, sometimes you have to break into those circles, and share your thoughts. Because the truth is, I'm telling you, you think that people will not listen. They do. I'm telling you, they do. Because sometimes I go to panels where it's just all men, and some of them, will, kind of bring that sense of, they bust every bubble. Eh, I come with my own, and I have my own ideas. I will speak my mind uninterrupted, right? If you try to disrespect me, I will tell you, take it easy, calm down. I'm not done yet, right? So we will sometimes we'll disagree, sometimes we agree, but what I've noticed is that, men are picking up on certain things and realizing,
Yeah,
oh, these things that we use is not cool anymore. We need to chill. Oh, do you understand? So
yeah,
sometimes when you find yourself on platforms like that, just be the exception. Go in there, let them, because sometimes I think because they don't hear it too, it's easy for them to just think that, oh yeah, we're right, we're doing, no, go there and give them your own perspective as a woman. If you're trying to be rude, you say, hey, I'm here to give you, do you want to listen, or do you want me to bounce? It's just that simple, not be by force. So I beg go, it's time to bust all the bubbles now, because we gotta keep our societies healthy, healed
yeah,
and healthy. There's too much
yeah.
pain in the land.
Too much. Too many. So my last words. Kerewa. I'm laughing because I don't understand anyway. Kerewa, right? Kerewa
Kerewa,
matter.
yeah. So the Kerewa matter, yeah. I don't know that you listened to the last one, right? Where the Kerewa one singles, where we're talking about demisexual and asexual.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is like the follow up, because I had additional information that I ought to have shared during that live, but because of the way the conversation was going, I completely forgot. So I had to bring it here and
Okay.
just provide the information. Yeah. So that's what we came to, that's why I came on live today, because the woman was further buttressing a lot of points about herself that resonated with me, and I'm sure with a lot
Yeah,
of people too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Kerewa matters, right? I think, right, that as a people, uh, I think we have I don't know whether to say is a male species in let me say Nigeria now. Don't want to generalize the whole Africa, right? Have led
Mm,
for years, have led with that. And that
yeah.
has in some ways guided them in the things that they did, whether knowingly or unknowingly, you know.
Mm,
And sometimes it's actually good to step for them, to step back. Now, it's women as well, but with the way the society is now, more women are out,
Right.
More women are out and they are able to say, hey, this thing I like. Variety is not only exclusive to the male species. Do you understand?
Right.
It's not. The female too. They like
Mm-hmm.
variety too. So it's something that sometimes, and it's very strange. I find when I discuss those issues with especially our Nigerian men, some of them find it strange, like, really? But it's true. I've met few women, Nigerian women, that have been married, have kids. They still don't know what. Well, how do I even put it now? We're alive here. They still don't know what happy ending is. Let me put it this way.
I get it.
They
Yeah.
they don't know what it is. When you talk about it, they're like, "What is that? What? How did that?" And some of them are in marriages, and for one reason, there are few of them that I know. For one reason or another, they actually experience it somewhere. They are gone. They leave the marriage and they are gone. And so it's true. And
Oh
sometimes,
my
out of
God.
the fact that some of the husbands are so um insecure, or they're so I won't say not educated, because some of them are, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they will not share that with the wife that they are married to. They will not even ask. They will not, because some of them that they never knew this before they got married, and they got married, they still don't know. They don't know. And so when they are among friends and friends are talking about, they are like, what is that? What are
Mm-hmm.
you talking about? They don't know what that is. And you're looking at them like, huh? Mama Ebeji, what? You don't know what? After how many twins? Yeah? He said, no, I don't know.
Mm.
So when it comes to all this, as a person, it's good to actually know what you want, number one. And
Right.
everybody, like you said in your last show, everybody cannot be um out there. There was something I heard about somebody saying something about the rubber. About the rubber, that they should limit, that
Yes.
some women
Them
should limit
they're
their
many for
their
the
time.
table.
Yeah. And some women should limit the time they spend with the rubber,
Yeah.
and more with their husbands,
Yeah.
because that actually is one of the things that bond the marriage. And which is true, I can understand that. It's one
Mm.
of the things that bond our marriage. So if they're spending more time with the rubber than they spend with their husband, there's always going to be a problem. So, how about you, please?
I mean, definitely that makes sense. No, it's true. What you're saying makes sense.
I'll just end there. It's
Okay.
really been great
I'm
hanging
so
out
happy
here.
to, yeah, I'm so happy you're able to make it today. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate your contributions. My God, I really, really did. Thank you. I better not go far like that again, though, because we missed you here. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, Obiajula. I'm not sure so you
Thank
feel hear
you.
me. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right then.
Yeah. Take
Bye. Love
time.
you. Bye.
Bye. You too. Love you. Bye.
So, my people, we have finally come to the end of this amazing show. Eh? So the only thing when I go talk as my parting comment is, to thine own self be true. Know yourself. Know what you want. Okay? Sometimes you don't need to go through headache and heartache to learn. Sometimes use other people own learn. So that you no go need to go through am. you know take person dey talk, take the one wey go, take the one wey good for you, run with am. And remember say everybody no be the same. No use yourself compare another person. Everybody no be the same. One person fit hold body, the other one no fit hold body. Everybody is not the same. Just find your level, find the one wey good for you. Pursue peace at all times. Whatever it is that you're choosing, whatever it is you're doing, choose peace all the time. Do not negotiate your peace, because now from peace right? Now you go take everything when you want for this life. Now from peace, you go take get am. If everything about, if you're disturbed, or you're worried, or you have all these, anxious about everything, go fit. There are a lot of things that when you go they come, you go they miss them, because you're anxious about everything, you're worried, you're not focused, you don't want it. So always come from the place of peace, no matter what it is you're doing. No matter, even if you're in a relationship, whatever, if it doesn't come with peace, don't even bother. And the last thing I'm going to say is, the election in Nigeria is drawing closer and closer. Hmm. That election is so critical to the existence of our nation. Hmm. Now, if you were on the sidelines before and sitting down, chopping sugar cane and saying, concern me, Jare, I'm not bothered. All my family members are here, they are okay, so I don't have to be worried. Ew. 25th of February go determine whether we have a nation that will still exist or not. Me, I've never been political, never been interested in politics. I know they listen to Nigerian news, nothing. But when you see something good and you see hope that the people's lives will at least ease off from all the stress, you have to stand. You have to stand to be counted. Do not be silent. When I say silent, no mean say you dey make noise, or not be everybody sabi make noise, not be everybody sabi talk. But the one way say you get energy for do am, I beg you. You get people for Nigeria, tell them they don't the time to collect PVC don over. So if you never collect am, okay. But February 25th go tell us which kind nation we go become. So abeg, una tell una people, LP, not be vote wisely o, na vote LP. LP, Labour Party, Peter the Rock Obi, Ahmed Dati. Abeg una, Nigerians, abeg, na beg I dey beg una, for the sake of una ancestral homes, una do the right thing, so that everybody from wherever they come from go live in peace. Okay? Go live in peace. I go leave una with that one. I go see una another time. Wanna enjoy the rest of una evening. I love you all. Thank you for another wonderful session. If you're catching this on replay, please let me know your thoughts. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe, like, share. And I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.